Hello and welcome to another episode of the Unhelpful Parenting Podcast.
Today we've got a great episode lined up. We are talking so many funny kid-parent things, from bananas to parks to dad fails. We've got a really heartwarming dad win right at the end of the episode, and we've got some funny stories from parents in the news, stories that you guys sent in. Come have a laugh with us and check it out.
Mum, was he cooked too long as a baby?
He then told them he no longer wanted her to go to jail and just wanted... I wonder what he said.
I wonder if he heard Mummy and Daddy in the bedroom.
There's something I've been thinking. What is with kids and bananas?
I don't know.
I don't not like bananas, but I don't necessarily want to eat 2 a day. Is it just our kids? I don't think it's just our kids. Surely it's not just our kids.
Comment below if your kids like bananas.
Because I had yesterday...
No, our kids like the idea of bananas. They never eat them.
Oh, the boys do.
No.
The hit and miss.
No.
At least 1 out of 2 bananas a day get eaten.
No.
Well, yesterday they did. So we didn't have bananas over the weekend. So I did the grocery run, and the 18-month-old, he's been asking all weekend for a banana, pointing to the fruit bowl being nana, nana, nana. So I bought them. I did groceries with him after I dropped the other 2 at kindy and school. Took him in, bought them all. Then as I had my back turned and was packing the car, he'd reached behind him into the trolley and grabbed the banana out and was so excited that he had his banana that he tried to eat it. And he bit the end off with like the black bit and the peel and was sitting there chewing, trying to love this banana. I could see he was trying to love it. He was so confused. I had to get him to spit out the banana peel and then had to give him the banana. But I just never expected. I expected the berries, because I hear that all the time from parents online of like, I just had to get another mortgage out because of all the berries my kids eat. But bananas surprise me.
Okay. Cool story.
Anyway, fun facts.
Great. Random Ass Facts by Beck has already started.
Oh, well, we'll start with our yays or nays.
Off you go.
I'm just going to keep going, am I?
Yeah.
All right. Well, my yay this week. So I've started a new job.
New work.
Big brain. And I log on. I'm working with a team in the States. So to have some overlap because of the crazy time difference, to have some overlap, I have to get on at 5:30 to 7:30 in the morning. So Tuesday to Thursday, 5:30 to 7:30. I'm now working and I am loving it because Sam has a new job as well. And for the past, I think it's been at least 4 years that I've been getting up and making lunches. It's now his job to get up and get the kids ready for their day and make their lunches. And I don't know, you tell me, babe, what's it been like? Do you feel like you underappreciated what I used to do?
I quit.
You can't. That's not an option. You've done 1 week. 1 week.
Don't care. Answer still remains. I quit. No, I actually went and bought, I haven't told you yet, I actually went and bought a weekly planner because you bought a calendar. You had great intentions. You've used it all of 2 months and it's sat there hanging blank. So I've gone and bought my own weekly planner.
Yes,
So
well, I
can plan-
realised very quickly that
literally
you don't know what day's library and
you
sports
literally
uniform.
sent me a massive list, and so to try and plan anything, I've
And that
just
was
got
just
to
that
freaking
day.
scroll.
That was just that day. I
No,
realised
you've
this
done
morning.
the whole week.
I didn't do the whole week.
Yeah,
I
you
realised
did.
this morning, I was like, oh no, I didn't tell him Tuesday's dance. He has to pack the dance bag.
No,
so I popped
actually,
out
no, you
early
didn't.
this morning.
Yeah,
I was like,
no, you
oh
didn't.
crap, I better get the dance stuff together.
You popped out late.
No,
I was counting.
I popped out early and stayed upstairs to get stuff ready because I was like, I'll just leave him stewing a little bit. You were in a mood this morning, so I was like,
Because I woke up to absolute crap everywhere. Anyway, it's fine. It's all good.
Anyway, this role
I didn't
reversal has
realize.
been so much
realize
fun.
the kit because I was out last night. I didn't realize. I came home. I didn't realize the kitchen hadn't been cleaned in the lunch boxes and the dishwasher and whatever. So I came home and everything's dirty. And
Oh yeah,
crap
you went
everywhere.
out for a night and expected everything just to
Working.
be... I know, but
Well,
I cleaned up all the toys. I made it up.
oh, parks
Anyway.
need fences. Gee, let's go.
Oh yes, my nay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to have a whinge about, I feel like where we live, there's easily 100 parks. Easily. Like if you go all
You mean
over.
on the Sunshine
Yeah.
Coast? Right.
Easily. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 with fences. Why? These playgrounds are obviously made for kids, for little kids. Like, you look at them,
Majority
it's
of
like
them,
a 10-plus-year-old is not going to enjoy playing on this. So why aren't they fenced to keep them in? We found a new fence park on the weekend, actually. We went to a birthday party. And I was standing there going, why are not all parks like this? Because I can put them in and I can stand there and still supervise, but I can still have a full conversation without worrying that my child's about to run away.
Yeah, how'd that go on Saturday? Next to the duck pond.
Yeah, well, once they were inside the gate, it was fine. I was all nerves and anxiety while they were on the outside because, yes, there was unfenced water close by, but...
Yeah. Hence the fence.
Anyway, if anyone from council is listening...
Fence your freaking parks. Do something useful, Sunshine Coast Council.
Oh, we've got a really good park that's opened up near us, and it's a huge playground, amazing playground, and it feels semi-fenced.
It's called McDonald's.
No, it's not. Feels semi-fenced, but then I realised if you push through the bush that's off to the side, it just drops. There's like nothing. It just drops. And I'm like, okay, you can lose a child over there. New fear unlocked. Anyway, that's enough whinging from me. But
I still don't know what she's talking about. So
I just need more parked.
You're on a rant
park.
today, aren't you?
I know.
Bloody bananas and parks.
Look
and
out.
Bears, oh my. I'm doing a double nay this week.
Oh, who's having a whinge now?
It's your fault.
All right, jump to it.
Well, I just realised yesterday, no, Saturday, when we had the 2 birthday parties, and then I had a busy day Sunday. I haven't had like a day off in a very long time.
We're parents. We don't get days off.
I just haven't had a chill weekend in a very long time.
We don't get weekends.
Like a chill weekend. Like I would actually count going to the zoo as a chill weekend. And I haven't had the chance to do that.
You know you've reached like peak parenting chaos.
Guess what?
When a hot, sweaty day walking around the zoo with 3 children whinging for snacks and their legs are tired counts as a chill day.
This is my time, not yours.
Just laughing.
Oh, I know. My other yay or nay is a kind of confessional too, a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
We went to shops on Saturday and a certain 6-year-old has been a bit moody, probably because we've been so busy lately and she hasn't had some quality time. So she decided to kick a stink and go, I'm not putting my seatbelt on. And so I came to the party and said, all right, I'll go find a policeman and he can take you to jail for a night. But that backfired because it turned into a full meltdown and there was utter fear and tears.
Meltdown? I was going to say meltdown's the wrong word. That sounds like she chucked a tantrum. She was petrified. She burst into tears. She was so upset.
Well, you know.
It really backfired on you. I had to straight away be like, kids don't go to jail. It's okay. Daddy would never do that to you. So how'd that make you feel?
Well, I guess the yay is she puts her seatbelt on now anyway. So it kind of worked.
It's a bit of trauma, but at least her seatbelt's on.
Yeah. I told her straight away I wouldn't do that, but when she is naughty, she makes me want to do that.
Well, as we learnt in the episode last week, it doesn't always work either.
Oh, yeah, well.
Getting the police involved.
Anywho.
That kid tried to dob his mum in for hitting him.
Cool.
Well,
what's next?
I have parents in the news.
Yes, you do.
And
often you like.
You can whinge if you like. But it leads into a lot of stories we actually got sent this week. And so I've actually got quite a few stories this week. So it's not all blab about us.
Let's go.
All right. A 4-year-old boy has called the cops after his mother ate his ice cream. Authorities said a little boy called 911 saying his mum was being bad and needed to go to jail. When officers arrived at their home, the young boy said his mum ate his ice cream and needed to go to jail for it. He then told them he no longer wanted her to go to jail and just wanted some ice cream. The good-spirited officers left the home once they verified that this was indeed the reason why they had been called out. But they returned back the very next day, this time to surprise the boy with some ice cream.
Oh, that's nice. Is that how you get ice cream?
No. Maybe if you're a cute and innocent 2 or 3-year-old, but darling, you are 32, and that's just.
It's my birthday. I want some ice cream. It's not my birthday, but it'd be quite funny.
Well, was it last week we had the surprise donuts?
Yep.
This week we've got surprise ice cream.
Yep.
So
is that
emergency?
That was,
sorry, not surprise. Emergency.
911. So it's America.
It was American.
The boys in blue over there do like their donuts and their ice cream.
Oh,
They've got a reputation for it.
They've got a reputation
Twinkies
for it
in the movies. That's all I know. So sorry if it's wrong, but
Sam's just got the stereotype in his mind.
I'm all for a good stereotype.
Well,
What's
these
next?
ones were obviously lovely.
Or is that it?
No, well, I thought I'd weave in some of the stories from this week because we put the emergency donuts up, and got so many stories back of parents whose kids had called emergency services, and so these are hilarious. You can start. You read the first one.
When my daughter was 3, we tried to explain to her that 000 was for emergencies and 131 was for non-emergencies and had it on a fridge magnet. As I was getting out of the shower the next day, I heard her talking to someone. She had rang 131 to let them know we didn't have an emergency. Just wanted to chat.
Well, no, that's the line for not emergencies.
If you have a not emergency, you ring this number.
So she's like, I'm ringing to tell you I don't have an emergency.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well played, girl. Well played. Well played.
Kids are so cute. They take things so literally, don't they?
Yeah.
This is the non-emergency line. Okay, I will call you to tell you I don't have an emergency. This parent walked into the room where my kid was talking to an emergency services operator, telling them there was no one home because we were in another room.
What were you doing in another room?
It's just a spatial thing. They were like, out of my line of vision, there's no one here.
Mummy and Daddy locked the bedroom and said they had to have a talk, and so I'm home alone.
I'm actually really surprised because I feel like I've heard about stories about parents who like were getting it on and the kid was outside like freaking out that something bad was happening. I'm surprised we haven't had stories like that sent in. We get a lot of stories.
I thought you were about to be like, I'm surprised our kids haven't said that.
No.
Okay, too much information from the internet. I called the cops when I was little because I wanted to help in the kitchen and my dad was working in the garage and we just had 911 day at preschool. When I heard the dispatcher's voice come on, it scared me and I started breathing really hard and I hung up. I employed my brother on a new mission to go get these cookies that are in the kitchen. I remember standing on the counter, pulling the cookie jar off the top shelf, and I turned around and here my dad is standing in a doorway of the kitchen with a police officer.
Literally got caught with your hand in the cookie jar.
They will come. If all they hear is heavy breathing, they'll come.
Well, in a lot of areas, like obviously we're not going to read all the stories we got sent because we got sent quite a lot like this. But a lot of them were like the police officers did have to drop in because even if it was a ring and hang up,
you still got a welfare check.
Do a welfare check and make sure, which I think is actually really good. But these situations, it's like, oh, they must get it a lot.
It would happen.
I'm surprised a lot of these police officers are so good-natured because if you got it that much and your job is so serious, I feel like it would be one of those things that would be really easy to get frustrated at.
It would also be really easy to look at the silver lining because there's actually nothing bad happening.
True.
And it's just a cute little kid.
True.
Ringing
Look at you
000
being
wanting
Mr. Positivity.
ice cream. Well, someone has to be.
All right, here's one more that we got that I picked out. I have had the police show up when my son was a young age. I think he was about 4. He rang 000. I'm not sure what he said to them, but when the police arrived, it was seemingly quite a serious situation to them. They kept asking my wife if she was okay. They stayed for about 20 minutes just to make sure it wasn't a domestic violence situation. Good on the cop for having a crack, but it really was embarrassing.
Wow.
I wonder what he said.
I wonder if he heard Mummy and Daddy in the bedroom.
I feel like you'd piece that together though. Like if you were like, oh, I'm not sure what he said. Oh, but we were off like making noises. We were making noises before. I feel like you piece that together. Wow, the things kids say can get you in trouble, which last week's episode was full of that. That was
That's why you love your kids extra, because yeah.
Well, we got lots of other stories come in as well. So here are No
What are
theme
they
to
on?
them.
Oh,
no
no
theme.
theme.
Well,
Okay.
parenting, hilarious kids, what we're here for. So you read the first one.
In our country town, you rarely see any heavily dark-skinned people in person. So when I was walking down the street with my 2-year-old, a very dark-skinned African gentleman started walking towards us. My son looked up at me very innocently and asked, "Mum, was he cooked too long as a baby?" The guy and I looked at each other and burst out laughing. The man was lovely, and it was a great reminder to have the conversations about not judging people based on their appearance. They're so...
They're so literal because they don't understand race. They don't understand.
But you cook something too long, it goes darker and brown and ends up black and
Well,
burnt.
speaking of, this must have been off a similar story because I had a couple. We were at the beach and I had just had the sun safety conversation with our young kids. An African family sat down next to us and my 3-year-old said, "They didn't use sunscreen, did they, Daddy?" We all had a great laugh.
They don't need sunscreen, son. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yes, they are blessed with beautiful skin that does
Wow.
not need the sunscreen
Seriously.
that we do.
Like, when I went to... Where did I go to? Uganda. And all the locals just running around in the hot African sun. And their skin is perfection.
And you're there like piling
And I'm
on the
lathered up,
screen,
extra
still getting
pale, full of
sunburnt.
sunscreen, a tan pink, and freaking, and my skin's all feral, and they're like the smoothest skin ever.
I feel like we get these stories a lot like based on skin color because it has that racial undertone to it that makes it, because it's so inappropriate. Like kids must comment all the time on people's hair color or their height. We do get the ones about weight, like kids making comments about, "Oh, why are they so unhealthy?" And it's like, nah, no, don't say that out loud. But
Just big boned. Yeah.
saying that from experience, darling.
No.
Okay.
All right, last one.
Yep.
We live in a farming community. My son knows where his food comes from. We went for a trip to visit family and went to Costco. There was a vendor hanging out samples of veggie burgers. My sweet 3-year-old said loudly that they can't be burgers because burgers are made from dead animals. Damn straight. Then they proceeded to walk around the store telling everybody what animals each meat was. The chicken dead, cow dead, pig dead, fish dead, and that egg came from a chicken butt.
Just that last line. That egg came from a chicken butt.
I've never seen a chicken lay an egg before, but one of our friends actually, she went to a farm for her birthday and she managed to film a chicken laying an egg and like full steamy on the farm, like hot, fresh egg. And I like, she filmed it coming out of the chicken's butt. And it was a weird feeling that I almost stopped eating eggs after that, watching that. I was like, that's not okay.
You'd never seen a chicken lay an egg.
Nah, not like that.
So wild to me. I grew up in like with farm animals and
I don't sit there and go, let's watch.
oh well, at least you know like it's a natural process for them. Whether you're eating them or not, they have to lay them. So it's not being cruel to the chicken.
It tripped me out that they come out hot. Like, you just don't think about it, that they'd come out hot.
Well, that's actually something when I started breastfeeding the kids, I realized milk is organically hot.
Yes,
Like if you were
cow
to
milk
have it
and-
straight from a cow,
Yes,
it
it's
is meant to be
warm.
hot, not
it's warm.
cold. Ugh.
Correct. But I love cold milk. Cold milk and Milo. Actually, I haven't had that in a very long time.
All right. Well, because I only got one parents in the news at the beginning, I'm just.
Oh, God. Wait, hang on. One, another
Well-
two.
Well, one throws dads under the bus, so I've got. Stay tuned for a positive dad.
Well, then
story
I'm giving
after.
you a freaking dad joke, so
Okay.
off you go.
In October last year, a dad was criminally charged after he attempted to teach his 9-year-old son to drive and was then run over. The car was in the driveway and he had left his son in the driver's seat and told him to back out while standing in the doorway in front of the car. His son didn't know which pedal was which and pressed the gas pedal, running into the house and over his dad. He was charged with endangering children and cited for traffic violations. He was intoxicated. Should add that in there. The dad wasn't, not the kid, the dad was intoxicated.
Hang on. So the car was in the driveway. He left his son in the driver's seat and told him to back out, aka reverse.
Yeah.
While standing in the doorway in front of the car.
So
His son
obviously
didn't know,
the car was.
His son didn't know which pedal.
Yes.
Therefore, it wasn't even in reverse either.
Obviously not.
Well, the dad,
I don't think this driving lesson went very well.
I think the dad should have been hit harder.
No, he was full run over. They said they had to like get him out from under the car. Like
There you go. He got what he deserved.
yeah, and the criminal charges to go with it.
Idiot. Freaking idiot.
That's not a good dad win.
Freaking idiot.
Dads, if you've done a Sam and accidentally said something to make your kids cry, at least you haven't
At least you
reached the
weren't
depths
drunk
of
and
this
let your
dad,
9-year-old drive you run you over.
which is a really low bar. The bar is much higher than that, but
Idiot. Oh, he got what he deserved. What's next?
all right, well, here's a positive one for the dads because dads quite often get a bad rap and I didn't want to just leave it there. So this story is years old, but a dad felt bad for his daughter traveling on a plane over Halloween, so he found a way to make it special for her. She had decided to still dress up as a donut, no less, so he passed out candy to all the passengers with a note to explain. My 3-year-old is bummed that she wouldn't be able to do trick-or-treating this year due to the flight, so I decided to bring trick-or-treating to her. If you are willing, when my daughter comes down the aisle, please drop this in her basket. You'll be making her Halloween. If you're unwilling, no worries, just pass the treat back to me. Thanks so much.
Oh, that's cute.
That's really sweet.
That's very cute. That's some extra effort.
Yeah, that's a big dad win.
That's very cute.
Shout out to all the dads
I wouldn't have thought
loving on their kids, going the extra mile.
That's extra mile. Imagine if you're not a people person. I suppose you wouldn't do it. Like, you're talking to, 60 to 80 plus people on a flight?
You don't have to talk to them. He passed, like, here's candy and a note.
Oh, because it's got a note.
Yeah, he was prepared. That would have taken so much effort too because he would have had to, like, print those notes out and organise it all and lots of thought in there, but very sweet.
All right, so I have something to confess. Just found out that Grandpa is now addicted to Viagra. No one's taking it harder than Grandma.
And
And I'm out.
podcast listeners is why Sam keeps losing his dad joke privileges.
You asked me, would you send this to your mates? And I was like, yes, I would.
Oh man, I hope you love it, Dad.
I had a more innocent one. Do you know what would make a really good diarrhea medicine name?
What?
Gonorrhea.
That's not that much more innocent. Anyway, dads, if you actually like this segment, because I appreciate that it's probably more of the dad half than the mum half of
just the
podcast
boys.
listeners that appreciate it, send Sam your jokes. Follow him on the Unhelpful Dad and send him your jokes and contribute to this because he has to fight for it. I'm not even lying. And make sure you're following us on socials because we share the best bits. We also put out questions. That's where we get a lot of our stories, people sending in their stories because I put a question out there like, what's your kid's funniest thing they've said this week or whatever. That's where we get a lot of our stories. So make sure you're following us there. And that's a really easy way to share this podcast to reach more parents and help them have a laugh because we get so much good feedback about how encouraging it is to hear that not every parent gets it perfect and that everyone else's kids do hilarious things. Make sure if you've made it this far into the video and you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like it and subscribe to the channel. Or if you're listening on Apple or Spotify or wherever you're listening, make sure you write a review or leave a like or just show us some love. It really encourages us. It helps the podcast reach more parents and which in turn gets us more hilarious stories. So we will see you next week.
Bye.